Hey, welcome to Modern Art Blitz. I'm your host, Matt Gleason. We do this every Sunday live, primetime, 7 p.m. at dronebox.com. We are archived on YouTube at the Modern Art Blitz YouTube channel. And of course, we post many videos across our social media network channels on a website called facebook.com. All one word, facebook.com. You ever hear of it? Hey,
just a few.
My guest tonight is the founder and director of the Los Angeles, or just LA Art Show?
LA Art Show.
Of the LA Art Show, but we know LA stands for Los Angeles. The LA Art Show is the biggest and best fair on the West Coast, one of the 10 biggest art fairs in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Martindale. Kim.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Very happy to have you. Now, I've been going to that fair as long as you've been having it. What year, what edition are we in?
We're in 23 years now.
23. So you started in 95?
Yes.
1995. Indeed. And where was the first LA Art Show?
The first LA Art Show was in Pasadena, Pasadena Civic Auditorium.
Okay.
And that was with the Fine Art Dealers Association.
FADA.
So FADA.
Wow, you're going way back now.
Yep. And so it started with them, and I was producing it for them. And it was 14 exhibitors and 250 people.
Oh, man. It's grown quite a bit since
Just
then.
a little bit.
How many exhibitors do you
We're at 128 this year. It goes between 100 and 128, and about 70,000 people will attend.
Oh, man. But it's so much square footage. It's not like you're crushing it.
Square footage is 270,000 square feet this year. That first year, we were probably using about 5,000 square feet, if that.
And so, and it's at the convention center downtown.
Yep,
easy
South
to get
Hall.
to. South Hall, the big hall.
Yeah.
And it's bigger this year than it was last year?
It is.
Okay.
We've really expanded the diverse Art LA part of it.
Okay.
That we can talk about.
When you like expand, you move the fair around. A lot of it is economy dependent. I mean, some years are better than others.
It is, and it's also kind of what our themes are and what kind of special programming we're bringing in. And it's also kind of contingent on what's available at the LA Convention Center, because it's a busy location. LA is getting more popular.
Oh, wow.
So we get some guidelines from them,
You're
and then I have to adjust with that.
I hope that fair goes to Vegas, and so we can have our fair. Okay. But have you always been in January?
We haven't always been in January. When the fair first started, we were in September.
Okay.
So end of September, beginning of October. And
how long has it been in January? I mean, it's been January a long time now, yeah?
It's been in January for probably about 18 years.
Okay. So because I remember it being a January.
Yes.
There were art fairs in LA for many years prior, but I think you're in addition to being, I think, the longest lasting and the most sustained. It's like the name brand, you're kind of, I mean, everybody else has to compare themselves to you at the end of the day, at least as far as in the context of LA. Now, do you operate any other fairs?
I do, but not fine art shows.
Oh, really?
So they're combo shows. I do shows with tribal art up in San Francisco coming up in February. One of the longest running strictly shows for American Indian material, also in San Francisco and Marin County.
Okay.
And then a couple shows in Santa Fe, New Mexico in August.
Oh, really? What kind of shows in Santa Fe?
One is antique American Indian art only. The other one is a combination called Objects of Art Shows.
Okay.
And that's kind of the title of the company, is objectsofartshows.com.
Who owns the fair right now?
So the fair is owned by myself and two partners, which is Palm Beach Show Group, Scott and Rob. So the three of us own the show together.
And you don't have to fly down to Palm Beach to do any fairs there?
No, they do those shows down there.
Oh, okay.
They do a group of 8 shows on the East Coast, and the shows that we're partnered in is just the LA Art Show.
Okay, so people showing at the fair, in addition to just attending, I mean, they're getting pros with fairs. It's not like you're not making this up as you go along, because fairs, it became trendy, and I own a gallery. I've done my fair share, and LA Art Show you didn't even think about it. It was such a breeze. Everything was there for you. Some fairs, it's like, not all. I mean, there's a lot of good fairs out there, but sometimes you're like, oh, have you guys done this before? So
I've actually started producing my first show when I was 16.
Really? What was that?
It was an antique American Indian art show in Santa Fe, New Mexico, the first ever antique American Indian art show.
You were 16?
And I helped produce that show.
Wow, so this was in 1986.
Yeah.
So, and now, you're not a native to LA?
I'm not, but I was born in Santa Ana, moved away shortly after that up to Canada. So
wow.
kind of back to my roots in some ways.
Okay, so when did you come here for good?
Came here for good probably about 8, 9 years ago.
Oh, whoa, wait, you've been doing the show for 23 years,
Right.
but you didn't really relocate to here till...
Yeah, because I was kind of a nomad. I had a place here, I had a place in Santa Fe, a place in other locations.
Okay.
So I've been in and out of LA really for 25 years.
Okay.
But
So you've seen the city change, not just we talk about the art scene, but I mean the city alone. It's different, and traffic is worse. I mean there's no doubt about it. But is there something with the art scene that you've noticed now? Maybe I mean it used to be you had to move to New York. That was the thing. That you don't have to move to New York anymore. So, but what have you seen changes like that?
I've seen huge changes
Yeah.
in the 23 years that the show's been happening, just the collector base that's coming to the show.
Oh, really?
The type of art that people are interested in.
What type of art are they interested in?
I think now, contemporary. And when the show first started, it was a historic-based show. So it was California plein air, 19th century painting.
Yeah, there was a lot of
and there was
old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now contemporary. I mean, if it's older than pop art, people are like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, abstract expressionism, man, that's too old.
Which is, I think, kind of a shame, but that's really we're talking about what's happening in the marketplace right now, and that's contemporary material.
You know, I was talking to a collector about that, and they said that the reason contemporary, they felt. I thought this was an insightful opinion because I hadn't read it anywhere. They felt that the reason contemporary had dominated the market, especially at the top levels, whereas it used to be old master paintings, impressionists, is forgeries. You just can't be sure anymore, you know. Although the Da Vinci did sell for $450 million, so. But,
provenance is huge now.
Provenance is it's all provenance
for the historical material.
Yeah. So,
but I've seen LA change in a lot of other ways, like even the collector base here. I think that 23 years ago when the show first started, there weren't a lot of collectors necessarily here. People adorned their home and put together art. Kind of it looked like something. It was a poster of something that was good enough in your home. I don't think that's the case at all here in Los Angeles anymore. People want original pieces. They're really serious about forming collections, about studying art. And I think that's a big change just in the last 3-4 years.
It's a much more recent phenomenon. I've noticed similar things, whereas people used to be a little leery about kind of diving into something that they didn't understand. Now it's like they can certainly appreciate. I want to say experts in the field, and I'm critical of plenty of those experts. But you know, it's not this sort of a spoon-fed narrative anymore. I mean, there's a lot of risky stuff out there.
Yeah, and I think more and more people are willing to collect here in Los Angeles, whereas before, 10, 15 years ago, I would ask galleries to come and do the show that were based here in Los Angeles, and they said, no, I actually need to go do a show in New York and sell in New York to my collector in Los Angeles.
They only took you, it used to be, they only took you seriously if you were in New York. People would, great collections, there would be an LA artist showing in New York, they'd fly to New York, buy it there, take it back. What about the LA scene? What about the LA galleries? I mean, we need, it's not like that anymore
at all.
No. So you've had many galleries over the years, and galleries come and go. It's a crazy business. Who's done the fair the most times? If they're not doing the fair this year, I'm not asking you to plug anybody, but
yeah, and I would say that probably the person that's done the show the most is Howard Ray's.
Howard Ray's.
Ray's Gallery.
Oh.
And it's actually a section of the show that we maintain because I do think it's important to go back to, and we've titled it The Roots section of the fair.
Oh, I just was looking at the map. I saw Roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's Roots, kind of in the basis of that's where the show started. And it's a gallery out of New York City that deals in 19th century. They also have some contemporary work. They're moving in that direction, especially with his son, going into more contemporary work. But the gallery is based on 19th century art.
Oh, wow. And sometimes, though, it's kind of a relief. Because I've been, and I think, I see a historical lineage with a lot of 19th century art and what you call lowbrow. And you guys have really just dove into lowbrow.
Yes, with Littletopia.
Littletopia.
So it's a section of the fair that Red Truck, Noah Red Truck,
from New Orleans.
Yeah, from New Orleans, was doing the show, and he goes, I do well at this show. I think we should have other galleries, Kim, And at that point, Allison Starcher was helping me run the show, and was talking to Allison, and we said, yeah, we'd love to have more of this type of material. Let's help us do this. And so he said, yeah, I'll do that. And then Greg Greg Escalante got involved.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Unfortunately, just passed away, and we'll have a memorial for him this year. But, you know, so that section of the fair is really growing, and this year we have 15 galleries that
Wow.
are in Littletopia.
Greg sold me a booth there one year, let me tell you. I remember it well. That was Fred Teakin's first time at the fair. And we had Coop, and we had Robbie Canal in the booth. I mean, it was a good booth, and I like the energy I like the energy of the fair. But lowbrow, there's a certain attitude among the art world, what I call the academic art world. You know, the Cal Arts and But I notice a lot of these schools advertise and juxtapose the Bible of the lowbrow movement. So they certainly want that student energy. But I see a historical lineage between a lot of representational painting of the 19th century and the 21st century lowbrow, and it's a little psychedelicized, a little mind expanded, but it's still it pushes that, and I hate the word craft, but the rigorous technique.
Yeah, I think it still values that professional side of an artist.
Yeah.
You know, drawing, painting.
It does. Do you ever get complaints from the regular people about art like that? I could do that. You know, what is this? I could do a painting like that.
Definitely, that's part of the art world, right? A Picasso or whatever, you know, and obviously they can't, and that's part of the experience and learning about art, and that's why I think it's great for people to come to the show and see what's there.
Now, I've noticed, and I mean, you've been doing it 23 years, and I went there. I've had a booth there. I mean, I've seen it from many angles. A lot of people bring their kids. I mean, you know, I've seen kids like return customers with like the kids just getting older and that. You got a bit of the stroller crowd, you know.
There is that crowd there. You know, we've made it a little bit more serious because of the admission cost and that kind of thing, but it's still you can bring a family, but we want it also to be enjoyable for a really serious collector. And so we really
you're not rivaling. You're not rivaling Disneyland, nor with your admission prices.
Right. But we've made different time periods too for different groups.
Oh, good. Now, everybody's favorite must go to, if you're serious in the art world, tell us about this year's gala.
So the gala,
which is coming. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
We're doing this Sunday. The date right now is Sunday. We archived the show, forgive me. If you're not watching live, this is Sunday, January 7th, 2018. Are you still writing 2017 on your checks? Hey. But the gala's Wednesday the 10th.
Exactly, so 3 days from now, coming up, and it starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, oh my God.
With a red card admission, which
Wow.
you can't even buy that's for a serious collector.
Yeah, like the galleries that are doing the fair have to pick out like the right people,
right.
And like these are the people we're going to make sure go to the fair.
And then at 7 o'clock we have another admission, Vanguard, $200 admission, and that money goes to St. Jude.
The St. Jude Hospital.
Yeah, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Want to hear something funny? I was raised at St. Jude. I was born at St. Jude, and I was raised at Children's Hospital. I had a heart. I was one of those heart kids for 4 years. But I was born at St. Jude in Fullerton, on Harbor Boulevard.
Wow.
So yeah.
So you're very close to St. Jude.
Yeah, that's great. Now, yeah, patron saint of hopeless causes. Yeah. Okay. So we're raising money for St. Jude. That's
completely.
a great cause.
And it goes on till 11 o'clock on Wednesday night. So it's a fun party.
Till 11?
Yeah.
Oh, man, a 5-hour party. That's
so there's
how do you maintain?
There's alcohol, there's food. We have 20 restaurants from around Los Angeles.
You have 20 restaurants from around the world.
From around Los Angeles.
From around Los Angeles, but you from cuisines from around the world.
Yeah.
So somebody okay, they could buy a ticket. They're raising money for St. Jude. They're going to see a bunch of art. And then there's 20 restaurants that they could potentially get food from.
Yeah, a wide range of restaurants, from Pink's Hot Dogs to much more sophisticated food.
It doesn't get any more sophisticated than Pink's Hot Dogs. Is that right? Okay, so I'm going to start starving myself now.
Exactly, because you can feast.
Now, one thing I'm very excited about personally for this year is we're going to be doing episodes of Modern Art Blitz live from the VIP booth. has there always been a VIP booth? Is that a new phenomena?
It's about a 4-year-old, 5-year-old phenomena.
Yeah, is it kids like to have to be, is it the millennials or is it their parents? I mean,
it's really their parents.
It's their parents?
And a more serious collector that wants a place to retreat in the show and enjoy, and that's really the VIP lounge.
Oh, good.
Area.
Okay. And then if they're going to go to retreat, I'm going to get them as, they're going to end up being a guest on the Modern Art Blitz. So,
and we have many collectors flying in this year.
Oh, great.
We have collectors flying in from Germany. We have the Rebels flying in from Miami.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because you need the credibility, a couple sales to big collectors. It can change an artist's, I mean, you say career, but their life. I mean, everything about them, getting known. And I mean, you must take pride in that, obviously, seeing some careers really launch at the fair, yeah?
I mean, it's a passion. That's why I do it. You know, that's why I've done it for 23 years and put in the long hours.
Wow, wow, wow. So you were at the Pasadena, where in Pasadena?
Pasadena Civic Auditorium.
The Civic Auditorium.
Not even in the main hall, just in a sub hall.
Okay, and then did it move, where did it?
And then it went to the John Wooden Center.
Oh, wow, at UCLA.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were there for several years. And then we moved to Barker Hangar.
Barker Hangar. Now, Barker Hangar, that's about 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
10 years.
Barker Hangar really wasn't known for an art show at all. It had an antique show.
Now they do other art shows there now. Geez.
Yeah, exactly. So we really branded that, and we built, tents there, and went from the 40,000 square feet, which is Barker Hangar. And then we built another tent that's another 40,000 to 80,000.
Oh, I remember the two, yeah.
Yes.
And there was the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And now it's 270,000 square feet.
Oh, man. So how long have you been at the convention center?
So we've been at the convention center for 6 years now.
Wow. Now, any advantages to convention
center?
Oh, yeah? A lot of advantages. Okay. I mean, because they're used to doing what you're doing, right?
Exactly. And really for an international fair, and that's the goal, is to make it even more international. We have galleries from 18 countries, but really even have more people flying in every year from different countries. It's really the only location that you have 16,000 parking spaces around that area.
Woo-wee.
It's built for that.
I already checked. There's no Lakers game that night.
Yeah, this is one of the first years.
Every once in a while, you
no event on opening night.
A lot of Lakers fans going to the. Oh, they're not going to the art fair. They're going to the Lakers game.
Every parking space is available.
It's going to be free. Okay, good. So and now that area has changed just with LA Live coming up. Yeah,
huge. And right across the street, 3 high-rise condo buildings are going in.
Oh man. When do they open? Oh,
because those next year.
The old parking lots. Yeah, they used to be parking lots for the Staples Center. Now, boom. Oh man. Wow. Ooh, those are coming in, and a lot of construction going on. I mean, downtown. It's constantly changing. All of LA. I mean, it's a world city. I mean, there's, it isn't, we're not,
And that's what's exciting about being downtown right now, because downtown's changing, and downtown, I think, is really a hub for a lot of things. The museums.
Is there still a glow of the whole Pacific Rim branding? Is that?
Well, it's something that I pay attention to.
Okay.
Because I think that Latin American art and Asian art are really hot art forms right now. I don't think we can ever turn our back to Europe, right? But I do think that some of the hottest artists, some of the hottest areas of collectors is Latin America and Asia. And I think for the show, since it's based in Los Angeles, which I feel is the hub for the Pacific Rim for the United States, I feel that this show should really pay a little bit more attention to those areas. So a lot of our special programming is Latin or Asian.
Great. We're going to have a part 2 of this interview, and we're going to get into some of the specifics of what you're showing this year. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after. This is where you're supposed to put the commercials in. I don't know if we have any commercials tonight, but we'll be back right after this.
All right.